I was asked to offer a few minutes video of inspiration for this particular time of year. Firstly, I have to say I never heard of a rabbi who speaks just for a few minutes. So this will be a milestone event. And I want to begin by asking the following question. Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, was yesterday. Throughout the diaspora, it's referred to as Yom HaShoah. But in Israel, in Eretz Yisrael, it's referred to as Yom HaShoah v'Hagvura, Holocaust Remembrance Day and the Day of Jewish Heroism. And the question is why? What heroism is there in the Shoah, in the Holocaust? The cataclysmic consequence and the destruction of entire communities throughout Eastern Europe, its devastation. One typical answer is that the heroism refers to the Jewish or Warsaw Ghetto uprising. But I think there's another answer. And I'd like to pose another question. And that is, this coming week, Yom HaAtzmaut, Yom HaZikaron, Remembrance Day for Chalalei Tzahal, for soldiers who have fallen in battles, in wars, the existence of Medinat Israel, the land of Israel, the government of Israel, 1948, the War of Independence, and throughout. We will remember those soldiers who lost their lives and gave their lives al Kiddush Hashem. But immediately afterwards, within 24 hours, we take a complete about-face and arrive in the confines of Yom HaAtzmaut, a day that is marked with celebration, jubilation, joy, fireworks, dancing in the streets. Very difficult to understand. How can we as a people be expected to go from a Yom HaZikaron, a day of commemoration, to Yom HaAtzmaut, a day of celebration? It's almost toying with one's emotions. And I believe the answer is as follows. The first mitzvah that is done on the second day of Pesach is the mitzvah of Omer, whereby Am Yisrael, only in Eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel, are required to go out to the fields, to grab with their hands the wheat, the first wheat that has grown, the new produce, and thresh the wheat from its floor, from the ground. This mitzvah is so vital to be performed on the second day of Pesach that the Gemara says that even if the second day of Pesach falls out on Shabbat, one has to go out and fulfill this requirement of removing the wheat from the floor, from the ground, in the agricultural area, in the fields of Eretz Yisrael. Why? Why is this such a vital mitzvah to the extent that it overrides Shabbat, keeping the Shabbat observance? And Rav Kook explains that this mitzvah, immediately after Pesach, a time when we reflect the night before, the Leil HaSeder, of our slavery, our persecution. Seder Pesach, a time when we declare through song, sad or happy, שבכל דור ודור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו מידם. Every single generation, we, the Jewish people, are persecuted, and yet Hashem comes to our salvation. And yet, says Rav Kook, there is no question that we rely upon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But the second day of Pesach comes to remind us that we must partner with Hashem in our salvation. It is not sufficient for us to rely upon Hashem exclusively. We have to rely upon Him and daven to Him, but we have to also be able to partner with Him. We have to be a part of ensuring our future and of our salvation. And for that reason, the statement that we make on the second day of Pesach, after we declare that God took us out of Mitzrayim biyad chazaka u'bizroa netuya, exclusively from Him, capital H, we then go out to the threshing floor of Eretz Yisrael and proclaim that it is with our hands as well that we allow the land to survive, that we provide our nation with resilience, that we allow our future of the nation of Israel to perpetuate its existence. We are part of that salvation. And it is for this reason that Yom HaShoah in Israel is not called Yom HaShoah, but Yom HaShoah v'Hagvura, because out of the destruction, out of the catastrophe, has to rise rejuvenation. We, the Jewish people, are able to declare, never again. We will never be persecuted. We will never be annihilated. We are responsible with Hashem for our existence and for our future. And for this reason, the Israeli government purposely established Yom HaZikaron, followed by Yom HaAtzmaut, a day of sadness, commemoration, understanding and memorializing, but immediately following, we are Jewish people who will never be discouraged. We will always rise out of the ashes and continue and move forward and once again rebuild and reconstruct through a Yom HaAtzmaut. This is who we are. This is what we represent. This time, when we find ourselves the world pandemic, it is important for us as a Jewish people to remind ourselves that no question HaKadosh Baruch Hu matzilenu mi'adam, but ultimately we too will be able to rise together with Hashem from this challenge and see a new future. Hopefully, Emir Hashem will be able to anticipate the Geula Shlema Haba Aleinu L'Tova B'mehera B'yameinu. Amen.